Louisiana. Joining me now on the phone, we've got Donovan Landreneau, lead forecaster for the National Weather Service in Lake Charles. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
And I was wondering kind of how this all compares when we are talking in some areas 10 inches in a 24-hour period. How does this flooding compare to historical data and past floods?
Well, this is kind of a flood we have seen before. It has been a pretty long time. For south central Louisiana around the Lafayette, Cameron area, we've seen this about 4 years ago. Rainfall amounts back then were actually a little bit higher, but this was a little bit more extensive, maybe not as focused as that flood. So pretty much the effects were almost the same, and a little bit over a larger area. Fortunately, it did not hit the major metropolitan areas of Lafayette, but further west across Lake Charles, we did see a good amount of rain in the city limits, anywhere from 5 to 9 inches. And that pretty much has created havoc. We had some water rescues and low water crossings, and pretty much in areas where they shouldn't have been driving in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and so,
what can you say? We say turn around, don't drown, but
right. Sometimes people, it just becomes too cliche. And so what would you say kind of with the rivers and the creeks and lakes, how are they responding, and where are we seeing some of the worst flooding?
Areas that we've seen before, like the Sabine River, is going to rise a little bit because we had some more rain upstream, but we're not going to see anywhere near the record proportions we saw a month ago. Just local areas, most of this rain fell on what we call the I-10 corridor, and it's pretty much almost west to east oriented. So we had the most rainfall basically in the next tier inland parishes that we have along I-10, anywhere from 6 to 10 inches. So most of the rivers are not going to see a whole lot of major flooding down in South Louisiana, because anything further south spreads out pretty quickly, and we got the marshlands. I mean, we've already seen most of the rivers had risen already, and they're beginning to fall. Now, if this rainfall would have been a little bit further north, we'd probably seeing a little longer-term effects in higher rivers. But I mean, it's got a short trip to the Gulf right now, so
okay.
It was basically what we were focusing on is just the immediate runoff in the metropolitan areas, like here in Lake Charles. I wanted to add, we had another rainfall maximum. Fortunately, it was across rural Calcasieu Parish, just east of the airport, yesterday afternoon, where we picked almost 10 or 11 inches.